Hey, how's it going? It's been a minute since I've posted a video, eh? But so this video right here, I think is going to be kind of interesting. But the video that you guys are kind of seeing in the corner there, it wasn't that interesting. So what this video was and what I'm rambling on right now about in the video, in the original video, was that we were going to, or I was going to Branchez-vous Gatineau. And this was for Evoto Rentals YouTube channel. This was going to be the pilot video, if you will, the first video on their YouTube channel. And real quick, if you're not subscribed to Evoto Rentals, I don't know what you're doing. It's if you like Tesla, if you like my content, it's great there. I'll put a link in the description for Evoto Rentals. But yeah, so as I was saying, Branchez-vous Gatineau, it's an event that was held in Gatineau, just north of Ottawa, here in Canada. And so what Branchez-vous is an electric vehicle show, if you will. So you could test drive cars, learn about electric cars, charging, all that fun stuff. So yeah, so what I did is I brought the Evoto Rentals Model X there, and I let people test drive the cars. People were very interested in the car, as you might assume. However, that's not the really interesting part. As the title will probably say, is yeah, this was my worst / best experience maybe in a Tesla. So everyone's always talking about range anxiety and running out of battery and everything. I will let the video play a little bit just so you could see the original, but throughout the video I will add some commentary, some clarifications, and yeah, you'll see at the end, like, I got really stressed out. Well, you don't see it because I wasn't able to film it, but yeah, anyways, you guys can Schadenfreude, laugh at my pain. It's in scenarios like these where, this is a great angle by the way, but I don't want to use my hands, or I don't want to use my phone while driving, that's dangerous. But yeah, so I'm on the Trans-Canada Highway right now for about 130 kilometers, which is I think like 70 or 80 miles. And it'd be great to use autopilot right now. However, our Model X is equipped with autopilot hardware too, meaning it doesn't have auto steer at the moment. It's not activated yet. So I have to manually drive myself. I know, hard life, but so yeah, I just hit it into cruise control. I'm just cruising at 105 kilometers an hour, and yeah. So there's a little bit of a funny story. I went into the gas station behind there to get me some Tim Hortons, and also bought just a mint, or some mints I should say, at the gas station. And then when I went to go pay, the guy, he goes, no gas today? And I was like, not today, no. So I'm in the Tesla, of course. That was really funny. And the auto presenting doors, they're nice because my hands were full. I got to sit, and then if I put on the brake, easy.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. If you can't say anything real nice, it's better not to talk at all, is my advice.
Okay, so as you can see, it's raining. I would have this fancy blue jacket on at Branchez-vous because we're doing test drives with the Model X. It's been going great so far. I haven't videoed any of it. Really, I don't want to get other people on the video if they don't want to. But yeah, we've had like 10 people so far. I just stopped for lunch. The Model X was running a little low on energy, so I'm just charging it there right now. When I plugged it in about 15 minutes ago, it was at 69, and now it's at 80, which, I mean, it's better than nothing, but that's a little slow. We're currently getting 32 kilometers an hour, and we're charging at 30 amps, 230 volts. Not bad. But it's great because, as you can see, there are many EVs here and many charging stations. As you can see here, there's plenty of cars, which is great to see. Alright, so fast forward a few hours, I'm leaving the event now. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't really videotape any of the people driving, but I didn't feel like it'd be appropriate to film them. So anyway, so I left the event. It's now 4 o'clock, and the reason I'm leaving is because I'm running pretty low on battery. So at the event there were chargers, however I was only getting like 30 kilometers an hour, so pretty darn slow. This is the best angle too, by the way. Yeah, so, and I'm right now at 58 kilometers. I'm going to a destination charger in Ottawa. It says I'll be arriving with 11 kilometers, which shouldn't be that bad. However, I am stuck in brutal traffic right now in Quebec. So I wouldn't consider it range anxiety. However, it is a little bit of a sticky situation. Of course, I'll do my best to keep you guys up to date. Yeah, unfortunately, like I arrived there at Branchez-vous with about 124 kilometers, I think, on the battery, which was plenty enough. I think like maybe 20 people took the Tesla out, so it was driving basically the entire day. And yeah, I had like 20 kilometers left, so I was like, okay, I really gotta charge it. Now I'm a little short on time, so let's see how this goes. Alright, so great news. We made it on time. Well, not on time, but we didn't get stranded because we lost all our battery power. So we'll just take this, press the button. It should work. There you go. And then you just plug it in. Perfect. And now, let's see what we're getting. Wait. Yes, it's charging. Now let's see what we're getting. Alright, so it's just ramping up right now. Yeah, see, you could probably tell that the video right before that one was, I think, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, or 5. And then this one here was 1 in the morning. So between 5 and 1, there was a lot that went down. Now, I'll do my best to throw in pictures and kind of so you can locate and kind of paint a picture of what I was doing. But so yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I left Montreal to Ottawa. I left with, you know, basically a full battery, 370 kilometers or whatever it was. And I arrived in Ottawa with, I think I said 124 kilometers. Now, once again, this was a test driving event. So many people, like I said, I think 20 different people drove the car. And now because they were driving the car, I was not paying attention to the battery, like how much I had left. You know, as I took my lunch break, I looked at the battery and I was like, ooh, this is kind of getting a little low. And there's a few more after that, and it got down pretty low. So I kind of panicked. And well, I didn't panic, but I was like, okay, like I have to leave the show now. So, and then as you saw, I went to the destination charger there. It's at it's in Ottawa. It was the Aviation Museum, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put a picture here. And I was pretty happy. Now I was getting, I think it was like 40 kilometers of charge. So basically what I was getting at the show, which frustrated me a little bit. So I was there for a good hour. So I was there for, I don't know, I can't remember. Now I'm sorry, because I can't remember exactly all the times and how much energy I was getting and all the charge, because when was this? Back in May or June or something like that. Anyways, so yeah, so as you saw from the video just right there, I was at like 48 kilometers or something like that. I'll put in the correct date or the correct number. And then I charged till I think it was 80 kilometers. So I stayed there for an hour. I got about 40 kilometers. Now there's a guy who is also at Branchez-vous, Nicolas, shout out if you're watching my videos. His parents own a Model S, and he drove the Model S, and I guess he went there to charge himself, and then he saw me, and then he said, "Oh, you're only getting 40 kilometers of charge, like that's so slow. Why don't you drive to my house? We have a 80 amp." And I said, "Wicked, all right." So then with 80 kilometers or something like that, I drove to his house. So I arrived at his house. It was like, I think 22 kilometers away. So I arrived with roughly 60 kilometers, and I plugged in, and I was also getting 40. So what I hadn't realized is it was in the Model X, we didn't have the dual charger option at the time, so we weren't getting the full 80 amps or 82 amps or whatever it is. So basically, I drove all that way for nothing. I could have just stayed there. So I charged there for a little bit more, and then I had to come back. And by this time, it was getting, 8 o'clock, something like that. I was planning to be back in Montreal for like 10 p.m., but that was not happening. So I left his house with, I think I went back to 70 kilometers or something like that. I charged for like a half an hour. We had a good talk about Tesla and all that things. Quick side note, that was when there were big floods in Ottawa. For those familiar in the area, there was big floods, and his family was helping out, putting down sandbags. Whatever, quick side note there. And yeah, so where did I go from there? So yeah, I met up with a friend. We went to dinner, and I figured while we're eating dinner, might as well plug in the car and charge. So I jumped on my app, PlugShare, and then I searched for chargers in the area. Now, Ottawa isn't the best for chargers. Now you might be saying, why don't you just go to the supercharger that you made a video about, like your last video? Well, the supercharger, as you noticed in my last video, just opened just a couple months ago. So it wasn't open at the time, which that would have been nice. But no, so in Ottawa, there's only there weren't even level 3s, I don't think. No, that's a lie. I just didn't have my CHAdeMO adapter. Sorry, there are a couple level 3s, so I was stuck with level 2s. Anyways, so I found a level 2 in a parking garage. And a quick shout out to John from Eco Rides, because it's funny, he kind of pulled in just a couple minutes before me into the parking garage, and there's only one level 2 charger. Now, once again, I was really low at like 50, 60 kilometers, something like that. And he had just pulled into the charger, and I'm like, darn it, like I need this charge. And I go, hey, how much charge do you have? And he goes, yeah, I think he was at like 200 or something like that. I'm not sure. And he's also going for dinner, so he's only going to charge for like an hour. And I go, I'm sorry, but can I please use it? Like, I need to go back to Montreal. I need to get at least 100 kilometers, because from Ottawa to Cornwall, which I'll explain in a couple of minutes, from Ottawa to Cornwall, it's about 100. And, I was at like 50 or 60 kilometers, so I really needed to get to that supercharger. And so thanks, John. Yeah, he let me pull in. He let me charge. So that was great. So yeah, my friend and I, we went to Zach's Diner, for those of you in the area. And we took our time. Like, I think we were there for 2 or 3 hours. So the car ended up getting to, I think, 114 kilometers. 114, something like that. But I had to drive my friend home. So by the time I was ready to go down to Cornwall to the supercharger, I had like 104 kilometers or something like that. And like I had like 6 kilometers of buffer. So yeah, the conditions weren't optimal. Anyways, so it basically said, I got all the warnings: drive slow to get to destination, no chargers in the area, all this stuff, all the fun stuff, right? So as I mentioned right here, I was going 68 kilometers an hour the entire time. So the entire 100 and whatever kilometers, I drove the entire time on cruise control at 68 kilometers. 68 kilometers the entire time. I'm not proud of that. On the highway, I was going 68. There were cars flying by me at like 120. I was going 68. I got honked, I got flashed. I got a few people like out the window, like looking like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I literally can't. Because for those of you who aren't too aware or that don't know electric cars too much, basically, they're more efficient at lower speeds. So if you go 150 kilometers an hour, sure, you might get to your destination or to your destination quicker, but you'll use up more energy and you'll have less battery. So it's kind of with electric cars, it's as like gas cars, but more so electric cars, it's kind of a give and take. It's like, okay, do I want to use more battery or do I want to get there earlier? Anyways, in my case, is time wasn't an issue. Like, I just had to get there. So the entire time, excluding on-ramps and off-ramps, I was going 68. Like, my energy bar, I regret not taking any videos or pictures. I'm so sorry, because this was really a once in a lifetime, or I shouldn't say once in a lifetime, but this was a wicked experience for me, and I would have loved to share it. But yeah, my graph was like flat, my energy consumption graph, because it was just 68 kilometers an hour. So yeah, on the map, once again, like, I should have taken pictures, but I was just so stressed out. I was sweating and all that. But it said, like, on the map, like, I'll be arriving with, you know, I think it said like 1%, but as I was driving, I was like going like 80, 90, and then it was like, you're gonna arrive with -2%. So I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I had to go down to 68. So yeah, a drive that was supposed to take me an hour, you know, like 100 kilometers, if you go 100 kilometers an hour, it took me, I think, 3.5 hours. So as I say in the video just right here, I arrived in Cornwall at 1 a.m. And yeah, so I ended up getting to Montreal, or I think I was like in bed at like 2:30 or something like that in the morning. So yeah, that was an adventure. Definitely, you can call it range anxiety, sorry. It was very interesting, and I'm so mad that I didn't video anything, but yeah, I was just focused on getting home safe, and because the entire stretch from Ottawa to Cornwall, there are no chargers. So if I would have ran out of battery, like, there was nothing I could do. So that was a very, very interesting story. Anyway, so I hope I didn't bore you guys too much with this video. There's a lot of talking, not a lot of footage. Once again, I'm so sorry. Yeah, this was my first kind of sit down video like this with you guys, so this was kind of cool. Got my mic set up, all this stuff. And yeah, that was a very interesting day. If you liked the video, of course, like the video. If you have any questions or comments or remarks, feel free to comment them down below. I'd love to discuss or answer any questions. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of embarrassing story of mine. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. I just realized my mic wasn't plugged in. Darn it.